When you hear the word dinosaur, what pops into your head? Probably giant, roaring, scaly monsters from the movies, right? Well, what if I told you that a lot of what we think we know is just plain wrong? Today, we're going to peel back those layers of pop culture and get to the truth about the surprisingly complex lives these animals really lived. Okay, let's get into it.
So, to kick things off, let's start with something we all think we know. We've got our meat eaters and we've got our plant eaters, the herbivores. So, what did a plant-eating dinosaur eat? You're probably thinking, ferns, leaves, that kind of thing. And yeah, you'd be right. But that's not the whole story. Not even close.
Yep, you heard me. They also ate crustaceans. We're talking ancient crabs, crayfish, things with shells. And how do we know this? From the best evidence you could possibly ask for, their fossilized poop. It's this one single bizarre discovery that opens up a door to a much weirder and more wonderful world of dinosaurs than we ever imagined.
Now, to really understand these animals, we got to get our basics straight. What actually makes a dinosaur a dinosaur? Is it being big? Having scales? Being scary? Nope. Turns out it's all in the hips. Seriously.
Every single dinosaur falls into one of two major groups, and it's all decided by their pelvic structure. First, you've got the Saurischia, or the lizard-hipped dinosaurs, where a key bone, the pubis, points forward. This group has all the famous two-legged carnivores and those giant long-necked plant eaters. Then you have the Ornithischia, the bird-hipped, where that same bone points backward. And that backward hip is the key. It made extra room for a huge, complicated gut, which was absolutely perfect for digesting tons of tough plants.
And that wasn't their only trick. The Ornithischians, we're talking everyone from Stegosaurus to Triceratops, also had this totally unique bone right at the tip of their lower jaw. It's called a predentary. It basically formed a sharp beak, perfect for snipping off leaves and branches. If you see that bone, it's a dead giveaway you're looking at a member of this super specialized all-vegetarian branch of the family tree.
We call them the ruling reptiles. And that's not an exaggeration. Their success wasn't just some brief flash in the pan. They dominated this planet. But just how long are we talking about here? How long did they actually wear the crown?
Get ready for this. About 150 million years. To put that into perspective, our species, Homo sapiens, we've been around for, 300,000 years? The dinosaurs' reign was 500 times longer than our entire existence. They weren't just hanging on. They were thriving through incredible changes to the planet.
Their reign covers the entire Mesozoic era, which you can kind of think of as a three-act play. Act 1 is the Triassic. The world is one giant, hot, dry supercontinent called Pangaea, and dinosaurs are just getting started. They're the opening act, not the headliners. Act 2, the Jurassic. Pangaea starts breaking up, the world gets super humid and tropical, and the dinosaurs go big. We're talking giant. This is the age of Brachiosaurus. And the grand finale, the Cretaceous. The continents are moving, flowers show up, and dinosaur evolution just explodes with stars like T-Rex and Triceratops right before the curtain comes crashing down. So, let's circle all the way back to that first crazy idea about their diet. Now that we know a little more about the world they lived in, we can dig into the evidence that's making scientists completely rewrite the prehistoric menu.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote comes straight from the scientists who studied those fossils in Utah. It says it all, right? This isn't just some weird trivia. This is the kind of discovery that shakes up everything we thought we knew about how these animals behaved.
So, what exactly did they find in those coprolites, the fossilized dung? The evidence was crystal clear. Little bits of crustacean shells all mixed in with big chunks of rotten wood. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. They found this exact same combination in lots of fossils, from different places and from different points in time. This wasn't an accident. This was a habit.
Okay, so why in the world would a huge herbivore be eating rotting logs and crustaceans? Well, the best guess is that it was a smart, seasonal choice. Think about it. Rotting logs are full of bugs, and you guessed it, crustaceans. It's a prehistoric protein bar packed with calcium. And when would you need that extra boost of nutrients the most? When you're getting ready to breed and lay a whole bunch of giant eggs. See? This wasn't just a simple eating machine. It was a complex animal with a real survival strategy.
And all this talk of breeding and eggs leads us to our next big question. If these animals were so complex, did they have a softer side? Were they like a lot of modern reptiles that just lay their eggs and leave? Or were they good parents? Well, let me introduce you to Maiasaura.
Its name literally means good mother lizard, and believe me, it earned it. Fossils of this duck-billed dinosaur from Montana gave us the first rock-solid proof that some dinosaurs cared for their young, and it completely changed how we see their social lives.
So why was being a good mom so critical? Check out this number, 90%. Fossil evidence suggests the mortality rate for baby Maiasaura in their first year of life was a staggering 90%. Without dedicated parents bringing food and offering protection, the species just wouldn't have made it. And the evidence paints such a clear picture. First, we find these massive, organized nesting colonies, which tells us they knew there was safety in numbers. Second, the babies they found in these nests were tiny and couldn't have walked, which means somebody, mom or dad, had to be bringing them food. And this wasn't just a one-off. We have these unbelievable fossils of another dinosaur, Oviraptor, literally fossilized in the act of sitting on its nest, protecting its eggs just like a bird does today.
So we've seen that dinosaurs were complex, they were adaptable, and they were even caring. But we all know the story has a famously bad ending. The asteroid hits the Earth 66 million years ago. But did it really get all of them? It's really the ultimate question, isn't it? After ruling the world for 150 million years, did every last one of them just vanish after one very, very bad day?
The answer to that question is yes, and a huge, resounding no. The age of the giant, non-avian dinosaurs, that was over, for sure. But the dinosaur story itself? Oh, it was far from finished.
And this is where it all comes together. Remember those lizard-hipped dinosaurs we talked about, the saurians? Well, that group included the theropods. That's your classic two-legged meat-eaters like T-Rex and Velociraptor. But one little branch of these theropods had been evolving down a very, very different path.
Okay, here it is. This is the single coolest, most important thing to come out of paleontology. Birds are not just related to dinosaurs. They are dinosaurs. They are living, breathing, modern-day avian dinosaurs, and they are the only lineage that made it through that extinction event. That pigeon you see on the sidewalk, it's a dinosaur.
So far from being some long-lost group of failures, dinosaurs are actually one of the most successful animal groups on the planet today. There are over 11,000 species of avian dinosaurs alive right now, living on every single continent on Earth. Their dynasty never really ended. It just grew feathers and learned to fly.
So the next time you see a bird in your backyard, I want you to stop and take a second look. What are you going to see? Are you going to see just a small, fragile little creature? Or are you going to see a tough, resilient survivor, a tiny, feathered echo of a 150 million year dynasty that lived through an apocalypse? The real dinosaurs are still here. They're all around us, just waiting for us to see them for what they really are.